guys, it's Caitlin, aka PokeGirl7, and today I wanted to make a video talking about 5 things that I hope to see in the future of Pokemon Go. So, I know a few of these things have actually been found recently in the APK codes of the newest update, but these are things that I've been thinking of for a while, and we haven't actually seen any of them yet. So, yeah, stay tuned, and we'll talk about that. Okay, so number 5 on my list is evolution items. And yes, those were in the codes recently that Silph Road found. By evolution items, I mean like evolution stones and the things like that to make, I think Onyx has an evolution stone that makes him turn into Steelix, and Scyther turns into something I can't remember the name of. But there's a lot of Pokemon that need the stones to evolve. So right now we have a lot of Pokemon that only have kind of one form, but eventually they will be able to turn into other things. So that'll be really exciting. It'll be like we have a whole new Pokedex to complete. And I think possibly Eevee may have to have evolution items to turn into Umbreon and Espeon. Those are really cool Pokemon, and I'm not sure if you can just straight up evolve them. I think you have to have the evolution items. So that'll be really interesting to see. So yeah, that's it for number 5. Number 4 is earning Pokecoins in other ways. I would love to be able to maybe walk a certain distance and earn Pokecoins. And I know they're not going to give like tons of Pokecoins at once, but it would be nice to just see like a new way to earn them besides battling and buying them. Because I'm not to the point now where I can battle in confidence. Like, I lose every time I battle. There's really no point in me trying. Honestly, I hate to say it that way, but the only way for me to get Pokecoins is if I buy them. So usually I just wait until I level up to earn new items like lucky eggs and incense and stuff like that. But I would really much rather be able to get it in different ways than just leveling up. I mean, I feel like that's a good way to expand the horizons of Pokemon Go. And I feel like a lot of people really enjoy that. So yeah, maybe like walking a certain distance, or maybe when you earn a medal, they give you like 100 Pokecoins, something like that. You know, if you earn a medal for evolving 100 Pokemon, or, you know, things like that. I mean, there's so many medals, and it's like once you get them, there's no reward, you know, so maybe that would be the new reward for earning medals. So yeah, just in general, earning Pokecoins in other ways. I don't know what ways that Niantic would try to come up with, but it would be nice to just have other ways to get Pokecoins so you can get those items that you really need. Okay, so number 3 is more Pokestops added to rural areas. Like, for instance, I live in Tennessee, and you really have to go, well, I live in a small town in Tennessee, let me put it that way, and you really have to go to basically just downtown, Greenville, for instance, where I live. That's really the only place that's like loaded with Pokestops. And I mean, it's fun because I know it is called Pokemon Go. You're supposed to go to the destinations, but I feel like we're lacking a lot of Pokestops. Like, there's really none at my house. Like, and it's not even just Pokestops that I'm talking about. It's just like spawns in general. Like, Pokemon don't spawn at my house. I literally have to leave all the time to catch Pokemon, and I guess that's kind of the point of the game. But I feel like a lot of people are getting tired of, you know, gas gets expensive. You have to put gas in your car just to go out and play Pokemon. And, you know, I feel like they should still keep the main Pokestop focus in big cities or just, like, urban areas. But I do feel like we deserve a little bit more in the rural areas. Just so that, think about, like, the kids. Oh, sorry. Hit the tripod. Anyways. Think about like the kids who are like 12 and their parents won't just go out and play Pokemon. You know, their parents just got off work, they're tired, they don't feel like doing it, they don't understand what the kid wants, you know, and kids can't always get what they want, obviously. Or think about kids like in hospitals, things like that. They could be playing Pokemon without the struggle of going out, you know. We're not all adults here. There's a lot of kids that play. I mean, obviously it's a game. You know, I mean, just think about the people who can't go out and play whenever they please. Or people who just don't have a car, you know. And like I'm saying, most people don't have Pokestops walking distance from their house. Maybe people that live in like apartments and urban areas and stuff like that. But it would just be nice to have closer Pokestops to more areas. You know, like in Tennessee, everyone lives out in the middle of nowhere basically, so no one really lives near the downtown area except maybe a small percentage of people. But anyways, yeah, number 3 is basically just add more Pokestops and more Pokemon spawns in rural areas. That's basically the generality of that. Okay, so number 2 that I have on my list is battling wild Pokemon to weaken them to catch them. That is one of the biggest things on this list. It was almost number 1 because, okay, of course in the old games on the Game Boy, you had to battle wild Pokemon with the Pokemon you already have. Hence, I mean, that's why you get the starter Pokemon. So you have a Pokemon to begin with to battle wild Pokemon to catch them. You know, you have to battle wild Pokemon with your Pokemon to weaken them so they faint, and you can throw the Pokeball and they get trapped in the Pokeball and you keep them. And then you revive them in the Pokeshop. You know, the nurse revives them, whatever. I just feel like that's a big part of the game that's missing. It would make so much more sense if when you see a wild Pokemon you battle it. You know what I mean? Like, it's just so far from the original games. I mean, I have a fun time with Pokemon Go, but I feel like it's not really staying true to the original. I feel like that's what all of us 90s kids want, sorry. So basically, yeah, I would just like to be able to battle the Pokemon in the wild. And yeah, that's basically it. I mean, there's not much more to it than that. It just seems like it would make a lot more sense. And maybe not every Pokemon has to be battled. Maybe they could do like every Pokemon over 500 CP. Something like that. You have to battle it. So that way it doesn't just run away whenever you throw a Pokeball at it, busts out. Maybe you could battle it and weaken it. That way it can't get away. If it's, like I said, if it's to a certain CP, maybe the lower CPs you can just catch and get lucky or not, you know. I don't know. Just, I feel like there needs to be some sort of battling of wild Pokemon in the game. Maybe not every single Pokemon you run into, but just, you get what I mean. Okay, and number 1 on my list. This one's kind of obvious, but I want to see Generation 1 Legendaries. I know that there's been a lot found about Generation 2 in the recent update, but I would really like to see the Generation 1 Legendaries before they go straight to Generation 2, because, I mean, who doesn't want to complete the Generation 1 Pokedex before they have to start a whole new Pokedex for another generation? It makes more sense, but at this point, I kind of feel like they're going to release Generation 2, like basic Pokemon, whatever you want to call it, and then I feel like one day they're going to release all the Legendaries of every generation all at once, like, or they'll have different events for different ones. But I just feel like they should have like a big event for, you know, like the 3 birds, Articuno, Zapdos, Smoltrace, and Mew and Mewtwo. You know, I feel like they should have a big event for that, get everybody really pumped for that, take a couple weeks of a break, then release the Gen 2. And you never know, that may be what they have planned. I mean, all this stuff in the codes about Gen 2, it could be like another year before they decide to flip the switch on that. You know, you never know. Like, it's in there, but who knows when they'll release it. We never know. Which, I mean, all signs point to them releasing Generation 2 soon. I know that. Probably within the next couple weeks. Probably by Valentine's Day, something like that. But a girl can hope that they'll release her Legendaries, because I really want to finish Generation 1 before Generation 2. It makes more sense. I mean, I'm not even close to finishing my Generation 1 Pokedex anyways, but it makes more sense for them to release the Generation 1 Legendaries. I mean, obviously, there's not much more to it than that. I also have in here, don't make the Legendaries region exclusive. I don't think that they would, but that's just something I had to add in here. I'm going to be really mad if I find out I have to go to Europe or Japan or something like that to catch the birds. Another thing that I was thinking is they might do a thing where you could only catch your team's bird for a certain amount of time. Like, for instance, I'm Team Valor. My bird is Moltres. So they might make it where I can only catch Moltres for a good amount of time, and then maybe one day they'll release other birds. That's just a thought. I mean, they may release them all at once. I'm not sure exactly, but that would be kind of cool, actually. It wouldn't really bother me that bad. Anyways, that's all for my list of 5 things that I hope to see in Pokemon Go. But I do have an honorable mention here. My honorable mention is I want new region exclusives. Like, I feel like at this point they should swap over, like, for instance, Taurus, which you could only get in North America, which I have tons of. I catch him all the time. They should maybe transfer him over to Europe or Australia or Japan. And maybe North America will get Mr. Mime or Kangaskhan or, what's the other one? Farfetch'd. Maybe they could do a little switcheroo on that so we can finish our Generation 1 Pokedex before they release Gen 2. That's what I'm focused on. I don't want them to release Generation 2 before they change the region exclusives and give us, make it a, how do you say that? Make us able to catch the other ones without having to travel. I mean, I know a lot of people traveled to get the region exclusives, but there's people like me that can't afford to have all these lavish trips, you know? And I know I've watched a lot of YouTubers, they went to Japan, and then some go to Australia, some go to Europe to get all the region exclusives, but I would just like to see by now, let us go ahead and have those. Maybe not make them the most common Pokemon or whatever, but just make it possible. So yeah, that was my honorable mention. So yeah, I hope you guys liked this video. Make sure you comment down below and tell me maybe what your ideas are. Maybe Niantic will see this and hear us out. I don't know. So yeah, if you like this video, make sure to subscribe, and I'll see you guys next time.